Hi everyone, Mrs. Jones here. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick recap and introduction to something called the coordinate plane. The coordinate plane is the blue grid and the black lines you can see behind my title here. And it's something that you're going to use a lot in your algebra class, as well as in your math courses in high school and potentially college. And you may even find yourself using it for the rest of your life. So let's explore. There's a lot of vocab related to the coordinate plane that I want to introduce you to. And the first of which are what we call these black lines. So the horizontal black line is what we call the x-axis, and the vertical black line is what we call the y-axis. There's lots of ways to remember which one's x and which one's y. My personal favorite way of remembering it is I think about a yo-yo goes up and down. Yo-yo starts with y, the y-axis goes up and down, so I know the vertical axis is the y-axis. What I want you to notice or remember is that these axes are really number lines. The x-axis is a horizontal number line with this middle point being 0. I can go up to positive 10 right here and back to negative 10 down here. The y-axis is then a vertical number line, again with the same 0. We go up to positive 10 up here and to negative 10 down here. Okay, so when we overlap these, the horizontal number line and the vertical number line, it allows us to create a grid. The orange dot here has a special name, and it's called the origin. And the origin has what we call an ordered pair of 0, comma 0. I'll get to ordered pair in just a second, but I want you to notice this 0, comma 0 refers to me being at 0 on my x-axis and 0 on my y-axis. So the origin is always that middle point. Now I said the word ordered pair. An ordered pair is the way that we identify coordinates or points on our graph. And ordered pairs are always written as x comma y. That means that we always go along our x-axis before we go along the y-axis. So for example, if I wanted to graph the point 2 comma 5, that would mean I'm going to start at my origin, I'm going to go forward 2 points on my x-axis, and then I'm going to go up 5 points on my y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would put a dot there as my example point. A way to help you remember the X, Y, and that you always go horizontal before vertical is I think about my school and I think about my classroom. And if I want to go upstairs, I need to walk down the hallway, so a horizontal walking before I get in the elevator to go up or down. So just a fun tidbit. All right, the last piece of vocab here on our screen is quadrants. You'll notice the word quad, and you'll see that our coordinate plane has been broken up into 4 sections. And these 4 sections are identified using Roman numerals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go in counterclockwise order. Now, there's a couple of fun bits about these quadrants to help you remember them. Quadrant 1 is always positive, comma positive. That means our x-axis is always positive and our y-axis is always positive. So I always go forward with my positive x values and up with my positive y values. Quadrant 2 is going to be negative, comma positive. That means I'm going back to the left, backwards on my x-axis, but then up positive on my y-axis. Quadrant 3 is negative, comma negative because I'm going back on my x and down on my y. And then quadrant 4, you may have guessed, is positive, comma negative because we're going forward, we're going positive on the x, but down or negative on the y. So let's put some of this to the test. If we want to graph these points, we're always going to remember our origin here is in the middle. So for me to graph point A, I'm going to start at my origin. I'm going to go forward 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2. So right here would be point A. Point B, negative 1, implies I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to go back 1, but then up 3, 1, 2, 3. So this would be point B. Point C, this 0 is new to us. So that actually means that I'm not going to go forward and I'm not going to go backwards. I'm going to do 0 horizontal movement. And instead, I'm just going to focus on my 5, which is telling me to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this situation, point C is actually located right on our y-axis. Point D is telling me to go back 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have negative 6, negative 4. So that's point D, sorry. And point E, I'm going to go back 3. 1, 2, 3. But again, that 0 is telling me to stay put. So point E is actually located on our x-axis. All right, the last bit here is I've given you 6 points, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I want you to pause the video here, and I want you to see if you can find the coordinates. And in just a minute, I will erase the teal box, and you can see if you got them right. All right, you're back. Let's see. There are the coordinates. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions at all, please just ask, and good luck.